Are we on? Is it time? Is it what Shannon, when was the last time you were on with us? It's
Oh
been a
my
while.
gosh. I want to say a couple weeks, maybe
Yeah.
roughly.
Yeah. We've doing all this we've just been doing all this history rock history book, which is our sister station. We're doing all this research for the Today in History thing, and then this arduous task when we forgot how much work that was. Oh yeah, Today in History. We're doing all these reels now that when we start doing something, we're gonna play you a little, well, let's get to know the people we're talking about, Casey Kasem. And then we go into it, and that's a long story. Anyway, I was she was laughing at me. I
First of all,
what?
put your new glasses
Oh
on.
yeah, bling.
We got to talk
I
about
can't
the bling going on
bling
here. Turn to the side. There you.
bling.
How's that for bling? No, I said this looks amazing, but you have to make sure your attire sort of matches. So if you want to wear like sweats and
Can't wear sweats with those
no.
glasses. When I'm in the house, I just wear my other glasses. So I was in a place called Shoppers Drug Mart, which I don't think you have in the U.S. We're Canadian. We're in Calgary, and I heard "Rumor Has It" by Adele. And before it clicked in of how much I hate that song, and please tell me, everyone has something and they can't help it because when you say that, someone says, "Well, I like that song."
So that was why you ran to the door?
I ran to the door. I cannot stand that song. So I started feeling really weird. And I started realizing, oh, yeah, it's that song. Is it a Beyonce song? Don't get me wrong. I like most Beyonce songs. But like Survivor, Destiny's Child, I hear that and I physically start feeling ill. I detest certain songs so much. And there's not a lot, there's like maybe 10. Really? If Disco Duck by Rick Dees and his cast of Idiots from Kiss FM in LA came on, I bought the 45. Everyone hates that song. But I don't mind that song. It doesn't bother me. But there's certain songs, and at this point, if it's making you physically ill, it has nothing to do with not liking the artist. Or I like Adele a lot. I like Beyonce a lot. I wouldn't buy Adele records or Beyonce records because that's not my lane. A lot of respect for them though. Sugarland, all I want to do. That song makes me physically ill. That's my diatribe for
I
today.
don't mind
Okay,
that
good
song.
night.
What that's
Goodbye.
it. We've heard your what you like, and this like that's it for all of us. What the heck?
Bye, folks. Ow.
Oh my. Okay, mine would have to be Barbie Girl
You
by
hate
Aqua.
that song.
That just doesn't work for me. Just I know there's a huge Barbie craze going on this last year. That's wonderful, but that song does not work for me.
So we were in a store in a shopping mall not far away from here, like 10 minutes from here, and Shannon heard that song before the movie was released, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, she heard that song. She said, "We got to get out of this store," and she's like, "I get a feeling that's coming from the intercom outside." She's like, "I can't escape it." And you're in the middle of a mall and you can't escape a
Yeah,
song
it's
because it's there. But if you hate something that much, it's not about the artist usually.
no, it just doesn't resonate with you, right? And I'm sure it
Yeah.
resonated with a ton of people.
Well, wait a minute. Sometimes it is about the artist. There's some people who don't like crotch rock hair bands of the 80s. They don't like that kind of,
Who
or
doesn't like
Nickelback.
that?
What? Nickelback. What do I always say about crotch rock? It's amazing. No, I'm not a big crotch rock fan. But I mean, it did well, and I was bopping to the videos in the 80s. But okay, what are the songs that make you physically ill? There's no right or wrong answers here. You can't help the way you feel.
Dr. Insomnia says you do a better Casey than Casey, John.
Casey's dead. That's why. Casey no longer with us. He's no longer amazing.
Rick May, greetings from Ohio. Hi, Rick. What can I say? Whack that like button, folks. Thank you, Rick.
Thank
Nice to have you
you.
back. We always appreciate if you hit the like button. Always helps us.
You know what Shannon always says when I look at Shannon? I say, "Oh, Shannon, you look so nice." She says, "I washed my hair." I'm going, "Actually, you didn't today. You did yesterday." But she always says the same thing every time. She says, "You look really beautiful." I
Thank
washed
you.
my hair. Actually, she did wash her hair today.
Alex Knight. Hi, Alex. Nice to
Hey,
have you
Alex
on
from
board.
Boston.
The thing that kills a song for me is when it gets overplayed. I couldn't agree with you
Yes.
more.
Yes. I just finished my tenure at a radio station. For the most part, even though it wasn't my lane, I kind of, and I didn't hear all the songs. I would hear the first 10 seconds of the song and the last 10 seconds of a song. But I was amazed by the fact that this is not usually my lane of music, that I started realizing, oh, I like new music more than I thought I did. We did play that Sugarland song, but I never, because I'm voice tracking, or I was in Vancouver because I've just retired in radio. I would just hear. We'd be in TJ Maxx, which is our Winners. We call it Winners here in Canada, and I'd hear a song in the middle of it. I'm going, this is a pretty good song. Then I hear the last 10 seconds and I go, oh, I play that because I wouldn't know the song unless
Because
I
you've
heard the
only
last.
heard the last 10 seconds of the song. So I would always laugh and I go, what? You've never heard the whole song? Oh, no, just the
And
last
it's her
10
lane.
seconds.
Yeah, it's
totally
her
my
lane. You would love that kind of music, or else a sort of a she likes new country. I can't stand new country. Again, no one's wrong when it comes to music because if you like something and it makes you feel good, who's going to argue with that?
But you did a great job at your last job there. I mean,
Thanks.
really, so many years you put in.
A lot of years.
And you were really...
30 years.
And you conformed so much to whatever was going on at that time. Like, you just really... Yeah.
Celine Dion, a lot of Celine Dion.
There's tons of Celine.
And I didn't, and I ended up not, there's a few Celine Dion songs I don't like, and more than her songs, I didn't like this kind of like, oh, I didn't like her persona. I didn't do, and I feel bad for what she's going through.
Passionate.
Okay.
So let me get back here. Let's see here. Sonia. Hi, Sonia. What's
Hey,
up?
she was just wearing her T-shirt in front of Link Ray. Sonia, where was that? The Link Ray, it's the Link Ray sort of mural that she was wearing.
And
she was
thank you
wearing,
so much for wearing our shirt.
that was so nice. And you're a great singer, by the way. I was just telling Shannon, says, if you heard her, she's like an amazing singer. Yeah.
So she said, "By 4 non-blondes makes me angry." Grr.
Yeah. There's a few. There's maybe 3 4 non-blonde songs that, and Chase would go to jams, and some of their songs would come up, and you know which one. Anyway.
Dr. Insomnia. That Pina Colada song is horrible.
My ex-wife Lynn, and Shannon's good friends with Lynn. I'm good friends with Lynn. Lynn's cool. When I met Lynn, she had Donna Summer, Bad Girls. She had a lot of Dr. Hook, I remember, and she had Rupert Holmes, the Pina Colada song. And I remember going, do you know anything? And she wasn't one of those listen to the whole album kind of girls. And but I don't know, I didn't hate that song. But it was hokey nonetheless. And he's secretly meeting this girl, and then it ends up being his wife, and that he meets. And did I give away the end of the movie? No, I didn't. Everyone knows that.
Jim Carnahan, overplayed classic rock, for example, Magic Carpet Ride.
That is played a lot. I kind of Born to Be Wild and Magic Carpet Ride are the 2 main songs that Steppenwolf that people would hear. I can understand that because Magic Carpet Ride, especially, unlike they're catchy in very different ways. Because Born to Be Wild is more of an anthem song. Born to be, you can get a whole bunch of people singing around a campfire that song. But Magic Carpet Ride is more of a sing-along. It's just a different type of song. They are different, but they've been played a lot.
Alex says, I love Phil Collins, but Sussudio kills me.
Oh my God, that comes up so much. Sussudio
That's
always
something
comes
that's
up.
been so overplayed.
Yeah.
It really has. I
I don't know if I would you know what, we were going to do a David Bowie thing tonight. We were going to do, I've got a lot of footage, some I can use and some I decided I can't use. And a lot of I'm fascinated by David Bowie. I wasn't a big fan of David Bowie. His Berlin period, it's so cool to say, oh, his Berlin period in the early 70s, mid to early. But I got into it thanks to Dylan Howe, who's Steve Howe's son. Steve Howe of Yes. His son did sort of an homage to the Berlin period for David Bowie on one of his albums, and it was brilliant, which made me look back and go back to that. So, but anyway, we're doing a thing on David Bowie. Hopefully we'll get it out tomorrow. And Shannon's going to start coming. Everyone, I come on and you're not here. It's so sweet. People come on and they go, yeah, hi, John. Where's Shannon? No, really. Where's Shannon?
Oh, it's nice to be a part of this, for sure. Brian Berkshire says, hello. Melody R says, hey. Hi,
hey,
you
Melody.
guys.
She's a big supporter from Saskatchewan. You're in Saskatchewan, right? And pardon me because I'm juggling so many people
Troy Tromwell. I used to really hate We Built the City by Jefferson Starship, but I'm getting so old I find my toe tapping when it comes on. Go figure, right?
I got to tell my favorite story.
Go ahead.
Remember my
Yes.
Joe Jett story?
Yep.
Uh, I was a program director for a little over 2.5 years. And at the same time, I was flying back to Vancouver to work. I don't know why the company I worked for let me be a program director in Calgary while I was voicing a show for another station in Vancouver. That would never happen now.
Those
But
were
anyway,
the days.
so I can't remember which one it was. It was either our consultant in Calgary or a consultant, which I'm pretty sure was in Vancouver, said something about I love rock and roll, which Joan Jett did not write. It was a cover. They said that of all the classic rock songs that were once hated, this one, more people came around to I Love Rock and Roll and ended up liking it more than any other song that they originally hated. And I went, wow. There was just something. It was a very campfire song. Remember, we talk about like the Kumbaya, singing around the I Love Rock and Roll is a chanting song. You can see people singing that at a hockey game. So maybe that's part of it. Another thing they came up with, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, that Madonna songs, when you were testing music, tested way better when the audience didn't know it was Madonna. Yeah,
Whoa.
talk about a polarizing figure, because a lot of people just didn't like her, it seems. But they liked her music more than they liked her. There you go. Oh, got a lot of people on.
Oh, we do. Hang on, give me a sec here. Let's go down.
Thanks for the water, Shan.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks.
For myself. Tony Stevens, Hey Tony, Easy Groove by BTO from the Freeways album. Randy
that was
Bachman is
that's a
trying his
jazzy.
best Barry White imitation.
Also, it was Easy Grooves, and I liked Freeways a lot. That was I was able to tell Randy that because it was just one of those albums. He wanted to change with the times, and they were a rock band up to that point, and Randy kind of really took hold of the band, even though it was always his band. And Fred Turner, CF Turner sang less. Randy wrote a lot of the songs, and Easy Grooves was one of those kind of like jazzy kind of doo-doo-doo-doo. I remember that. I didn't mind that song, but I wouldn't put it on the best of BTO. Gotcha.
Dr. Insomnia, the age you hear something makes a huge difference. What sounds miraculous at the age of 3 can sound like crap by the time you're 20.
Who said that?
And that was Dr. Insomnia.
That is so true.
Bang on.
And you can't help. I don't know if I ever get to a point. Well, Studios was a great example. And now that I think of Easy Grooves, yeah, I can see why. And that's such a departure, even though Randy would sneak in Blue Collar, for instance, with BTO, would sneak in these songs that were jazz, because Lenny Breau was his hero in Winnipeg. He grew up with Lenny Breau. Lenny Breau was a jazz great, an unsung hero in Canadian jazz, and they were really close friends. And so there was always that jazz part, and there still is to Randy Bachman, right?
XOXXO Bob. Hey Bob, as a songwriter and musician, I can't stomach La Macarena to this day.
That's probably one of the biggest ones.
That's been.
You just named. You know what you think? You just named probably one of the biggest. I don't know. How do you get out of that?
I don't know.
We just lost it. Hold
Hang on.
Hold on. Let me.
Yeah,
How did you do that? Can you remember how you did it?
No problem.
We just lost we're on the iPad not looking at ourselves, but looking at the comments.
I'm iPad friendly here, so there's no worries.
It's amazing. That's my new saying.
McGraw, Yal, Hotel California. Ugh, just can't stand it. Long and boring.
So did you I'm curious, and keep the username in mind. Yeah. Did you always hate it? Because I had friends who didn't like it. I was just wishing, Sharon, who's Don Henley's wife, who supports our channel, we were really surprised that it was Sharon. We went, it can't be her. It can't really be Don Henley's wife, she came on live with us one time. Not in person, but she commented. And I just wished her a happy birthday. She just had a birthday. Wonderful person. Used to be a model. Very big on art. And anyone who were friends on Facebook, she puts up the most wonderful clips. But she hasn't posted in a while, so I hope she's okay.
And Melody R says, Sweet Home Alabama makes me violent, lol. Mark chimes in, yeah, if I never hear that song again, I wouldn't shed any tears.
Great. I can understand that. I don't mind it. It's not gotten to me yet. We just had a few features on Skinner on our channel, and we're planning on doing more. Why? Because Leonard Skinner does incredibly well on our channel. When we talk about the culture of Southern rock, we just had a lot of Dickie Betts just passed away from the Allman Brothers. So when we put that up, we realized we have a lot of folks on our channel who like Southern rock. So we're going to do a lot more of that. But Sweet Home Alabama, yeah, I get you.
Bill Griffin, Ring My Bell and Lovin' You. Both of them make me ill and want to fight, lol.
Lovin' You always comes up. Yeah. La, 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 la. What does she do? It's a fa la 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 la. That was really good what I just did there.
JRZ67, off topic a bit. My wife and I saw the Simon and Garfunkel story in Chicago today. It's a quasi-concert documentary off topic, but I wanted to share.
Oh, good. No problems. You can always do that. I appreciate that. We were just thinking about that. Shannon says, when people come, we see the there's different names for different Carole King things. One is Tapestry, named after her biggest album, or the Carole King story, or what. Shannon was just asking me, would you want to go to one of those? And I'm going, if it was an official, a thing, but would I go to just Itza and Yeezy doing Hall & Oates? I don't know. I don't know.
I'd go to like an ABBA knockoff or something, because that's kind of fun.
But that's
right?
fun. That's
Right?
different. We almost went to what's the one at Christmas? Jingle Bells. What's that?
Oh, Boney M.
Boney M. You ever notice when they sing Jingle Bells? It's not Jingle Bells. It's Jingle Bells.
Rick May says, oh, lost you here. Hang on. Sorry, Rick. Love Shack by the B-52s. If you think you can sing better than the lead singer, there might be a problem.
That one comes up a lot. Love Shack is another one.
But it was back in the day, though. Like, it got people on the dance floor.
Well, and MTV.
Got me on the dance floor.
MTV, Rock Lobster. For me, it was more, because almost 11 years between us. For me, it was more, there's a big rabbit just passed by the front of our house. Rock Lobster. Doom, doo, doo, doom, doo, 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 doom.
Wanda Burnsworth. Hi, Wanda. I can't stand Play That Funky Music, White Boy as a songwriter. Just yuck.
Guess what interview you're doing?
Ooh.
Brian Bassett.
I am doing that right now. Yeah. Foghat.
No, you did. Yeah, he's in Foghat now, but he was with Wild Cherry. So Shannon is actually clipping up. Brian Bassett, who played guitar on that. Amazing. That's a little synchronistic thing that happened there.
Raffle's all tied up now. I hate Take My Breath Away by Berlin. Terrible song. As well as Only the Lonely.
Interesting. Both those songs, Motels, Only the Lonely, Take My Breath Away by Berlin. Both those songs were big hits when I was coming into radio. And there was, I noticed there's certain songs, the biggest thing at that time in the early 80s, I got into radio in 83, was people, remember I told you, half the people at the radio station thought Madonna would not make it. Because based on like Borderline and the earlier hits off the first album, where I think were produced by Jellybean Benitez, who she had a relationship with, but back then we were kind of going, I don't know if this girl can really sing or this is a production thing. So I was one of those people who said, this girl will never make it. This Madonna, or as my dad would say, Mardonna. I used to call her Mardonna.
I remember when I first saw her, I believe it was American Bandstand, and she did a Lucky Star. And
From the first album.
And I thought, oh my gosh, I kind of thought one hit wonder, but she kind of had that sort of sexy, that vibe. So I thought, she might kind of push it through a bit longer, but she really has,
she's done okay. Lucky Star I didn't like back then. I don't mind it now. Borderline, because it has a slight melancholy feel to it. To me, that I like that. What's that one? Something to Tell. What's that guy? That one I like, the slower one.
Is it Live to Tell?
And Live to Tell, Open Your Heart. Those are 3 Madonna songs that I really love.
Papa Don't Preach did well.
Oh, I hated that song.
Is that? Oh my gosh! Wait a second. I think that's on one of your songs that you hated. There you go.
Yeah. Well, listen.
Go through
again. Sugarland. All I Want to Do. Survivor, Destiny's Child. Oh, Hollaback Girl by Gwen Stefani. If that's another one, over repetitious, like Rumor Has It by Adele. By the way, that's how we started the show. I heard Rumor Has It by Adele in a drugstore here in Canada called Shoppers Drug Mart. Nothing against them, we love them. And I physically had to go to the door, and then Shannon says, "The song's almost finished, John."
Yeah, like, what's the big deal? And literally, he beelined it to the door. He's like, "See you in the car." I'm like, "Oh." Okay.
And then she says, "John, it's stopping. I know this song." And I went, "How dare you know this song?" I didn't say that.
Bill chimes in, another one bites the dust. Really bugs me. Like, I mean, Queen has so many great songs. Why that one?
No, but I can get it, though. I used to get under pressure a little bit, but I don't mind that. And speaking of David Bowie, because he's on there. But another one bites the dust is one of those songs. But that bass line by John Deacon, it's been sampled so many times. But John's long gone from Queen. When Freddie died, he said Queen is not Queen without Freddie Mercury, and he never came back. And that's it. It's only Brian May now and Roger Taylor and what's his name? Adam Lambert? Yeah. I like Adam Lambert.
Good fill-in. Gatekeeper 65. Hey, Mickey, I knew that was coming up.
Oh, you said that before we came on. Before we came on, she says, I will bet you anything, Hey, Mickey will come up. And that's always on the top 20 at least of most hated songs. By the way, Jack and Diane by Mellencamp comes up. And I used to have a guy, I forget his name, in Edmonton. I'm always thinking when I mention this guy, one of these days, he'll either be watching or one of his guys will be watching and they'll tell me he's in jail. This guy, I think his name is Gino or Dino. He sold stuff. Back in the day, he used to drive a Camaro, and he parked his Camaro where I parked my Funky Chicken Trans Am in our apartment, my ex-wife and I. She was my girlfriend at the time.
And what happened to the Trans Am?
Well, first of all, I got him towed because he parked in my space, and he really was one of those big bully guys, and everyone laughed at him in our apartment building. We always laughed at the guy because he really thought he was some kind of big gangster. So anyway, he came to my door, and he just said, I'm going to blankly blank kill you. And I remember standing there going, if he hits me, and I bet you he has a record. So I wasn't overly cocky because I didn't want to get hit. He was a bigger guy than me. And I said, what are you going to do? If you're going to hit me, maybe you should get over with. The bottom line is, the reason I mention that is freaking Jack and Diane, he would play on repeat back. I remember going, it didn't occur to me that he had the 45 because it kept playing over and over again. And I thought he wouldn't record it over and over again on a cassette. So chances are he had the 45 and he kept playing it. He lived downstairs from me, Gino or Dino. And I remember we ran into him years later, maybe 2 years later. He was driving a van, and he was in this. The reason we noticed it, he was getting into a fight with someone who was beside him, and he drove this sort of boogie van, and he was throwing food at them. And I remember going, "Who's that jerk doing that?" And I looked, it was again Gino or Dino doing this. I'm going, yeah, of course, yeah, it's still him doing what he does. Jack and Diane. I don't mind the song. I love Mellencamp.
Fender, Stratocaster, Telecaster, Barbie Girl by Aqua. Yeah. Well, that's
Shanny's
something
pick.
Very offensive to my ears, big time.
Shanny's pick. How long have we been on here? Because, hold on, let me just make sure. Okay, good. 23.
The Dark Wizard Room. At a time, got tired and sick of Jump Van Halen when at a grocery store working because they would always play over the speakers like 4 or 5 at 4 or 5 p.m. No matter how one felt, there was a host of chosen tunes.
No way. That's interesting. Yeah, there's a few new books on Van Halen coming out. Yeah.
Joseph says, Freebird can fly away and never come back. I'd be perfectly okay with that.
When I interviewed Bruce Hornsby, we were talking about Skynyrd, and Freebird came up and give me 3 steps, give me a head start. In other words, Bruce Hornsby really dislikes Skynyrd a lot, and he's from down south. But and I think he lives in West Virginia now. And he was very open about it, right in the beginning of the interview. I think it was, the first interview when he was in the studio with us. What do you got there, Shan?
Oh, I'm just looking on here. XOXXO. Bob says, I knew Madonna would be a star after Borderline.
Yeah, there you go. There was just, she changed hands. Well, I don't mean it that way. Or do I? What? I think there was, I don't want to say luck, because obviously if you've been around for that long, it's not luck anymore. And Shani and I are not big on when people tell us, oh, we're lucky. You work for stuff, right? And you have to rearrange yourself and keep doing stuff. Madonna obviously had something, and I was obviously wrong, because if you've been around for that long and been part of the culture for that long, we saw a thing yesterday, and someone said there was a picture of Madonna, and it was kind of cruel. The person said, yeah, I know these two other people. Who's the Chinese person in the middle? And it was Madonna, because she's had so much work done. At that point, she looked like that.
No, it had it was for it was for Gen X, so those with the Generation X, and it said and then it had, and she's with Cher, but it was really,
I don't think she looked Asian.
It was really Kim Kardashian that she was with.
Well, at first I thought they were being racist, and I went, well, come on. But then I looked at her and go, oh, she must have just had work done.
She had a ton of work done.
Yeah, it looked pretty tight under the chassis.
Okay, Dr. Insomnia, this is a good one. It's hard to think of horse names in the desert.
Horse with no name. Did you see the meme where the dog says, my name is Bob? You know my name is Bob. The horse looks up at the guy. Come on, my name is Bob. You know that.
Funny.
the horse looking up at the guy. And by the way, horse with no name, Dewey Bunnell, who was one of the three, Dewey Bunnell, Jerry Beckley, who was a really pretty guy with the blonde hair. I interviewed him in depth a couple of years ago. And Dan Peek, who left in 1977, and Dan's no longer with us. Jerry just I was going to say surrendered. Jerry just retired from touring, and Dewey Bunnell, the horse with no name guy, is the only guy left from the original three that is still touring with America. Jerry's still with them. That's what they say. They always go, well, I'm still with the band, I'm just not touring with them. But yeah, so you'll still hear A Horse with No Name by the guy who sang Horse with No Name. My name is Bob, you know that.
Joseph chimes in, A Horse with No Name, no wonder the horse ran away once it heard the song.
I've never had a problem with that song. I've got to interview Dewey Bunnell. He's the only guy of the three I've never interviewed, and I love America.
So Bob says, Eye of the Tiger by Survivor is cringe too.
Yeah, I can understand that. I interviewed him. What was his name? I'm sorry. Oh God, I feel bad. Really nice guy. Really nice guy. I asked him if he had the beret. He said, well, actually, I still have a few berets. Oh, someone will tell me. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to disrespect by forgetting his name. But he was such a nice man to interview. Just one of the nicest guys I've ever interviewed. And someone please look up his name. Oh, God. Oh,
Putting on the Ritz by Taco.
Yes.
That's right up there.
That was so novelty, though. It's not like 99 Luft Balloons. That was just like a song. But it kind of had a novelty feel to it. What's the other one? That was Putting on the Ritz. Hey, Mickey. Oh, there was so many back then. I was just thinking of Pilots of the Radio the other day. And that Charlie, Good Brothers song. The DJ song. Well, no, that's Pilot of the Airways. I was just thinking of how certain songs sound so similar, and you swear they're the same band, and they're not the same band. Anyway.
Lori says, I became physically ill while watching Boy George dripping sweat during a live Culture Club concert on MTV back in the day.
Oh, my God.
Lori expressed right back there.
Yeah.
Right back there.
I never bought it. I got a Culture Club, the second album. What was the one that was bluish? So we're all pretty big, and it had blue in the background. I got that one for free because we used to get a lot of free albums back then. But I have to admit, I never played it. That was just not a... And I got it. I mean, I got Culture Club. I understood why they were big. It's kind of like Garth Brooks. I never bought a Garth Brooks album, and I didn't like country. Well, back then I liked country. I didn't mind it. But I never got his music. And as much as I seem to like Garth Brooks, I'm going, he seems like a cool guy. His music never did anything for me. Didn't hate it, but I just never got it. Certain artists I just didn't get. I don't know why.
Tony Stevens, Ice Ice Baby, Vanilla Ice. I knew that was about
choice.
to come. That was what. That's right up there with the Hey Mickeys and all.
Is that the one that sampled Another One Bites the Doon 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 Doodle Doon Doon? No, that was Under Pressure.
Under Pressure.
Yeah, by Queen. Yeah, I think it was, right? Isn't that Ice Baby? Yeah.
Mr. Vista, the electric slide.
Oh my God, I haven't thought of that.
We used to go in
oh no,
in dance clubs. We used to do the electric slide, right? We all get in a line and away we go. No, don't. Oh my God, please don't. Oh.
Who is this fine lady?
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot of hairspray. That's a good picture of you, though.
That's a lot of Joico ice mist in that hair right there.
Look at that girl.
The hair was not moving back in the day.
Look how pretty she is.
That's a long time ago.
She's still beautiful. But that's a lot of hair.
My dad was so nice to actually have this put up and redone for me.
Well, here's the thing. That was her Miss Penticton pageant. People are always wondering, where's that hand when I'm doing interviews? Why is there a hand there? And I've done interviews, but I've done interviews, and because you edit my videos, where people said, well, whose hand is that? What's going on? What's that picture? And I always have to take it down I take it out of the interview, but I always have to take it down. But that's a beautiful, Shannon, I insisted on having these pictures in her room. She has a few modeling pictures when she was modeling, and I really like them. And Shannon says, no, I don't want to put them up. And I said, please just do it for me. And
but in her room is fine because it's not like
bedroom. This is our bedroom. Yeah.
There's so many people on that have some really, really good contributions here. Joseph says, well, as bad as Boy George's sweat may have been, I saw LL Cool J performing, and he had large chunks of deodorant falling out of his arm.
Oh, my God. Chunks! Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
His arms were throwing up. Chunks.
Gatekeeper 65, my name is Luca.
Oh, Suzanne Vega. I came this close to getting an interview with her. I talked to her on Facebook, remember? And she was, and I'm going, hey, she says, who are you talking to? I says, I'm actually talking to Suzanne Vega. She says, like her? I said, yeah. And so she gave me her publicist's name. She said, well, she says, well, how big's your channel and what do you do? And she says, I feel silly asking you. And I said, no worries. I told her at that point, I think we were at 110,000 subscribers, easily big enough. And her publicist just said no. She said, no, we don't think we're going to have an interview with you and Suzanne Vega. I went, oh, I want to talk to Suzanne Vega. But
Mr. Fulton Mraz says, hello, today's my mom's Emily's 45th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
What's her name? Emily?
Emily, yeah.
Emily, happy birthday to you.
Brian Berkshire says everything Miley Cyrus. So we have I
can't stand Miley Cyrus's voice. Yeah. Oh, and don't get me wrong, I recognize the fact
some of her songs are catchy. Some of them are. Oh, Flowers? No.
I'm sleeping on the couch. No. I can't stand her voice, but I recognize the fact that she's got talent. I know that she's got talent, but if it wasn't, there's like literally hundreds of thousands of girls who can sing just as well as she does. But having said that, I will say there's way worse singers on the radio, and I can't look at Miley Cyrus. There's certain people I can't look at. When Billy Joel was at the Grammys, when Billy Joel sang his comeback song at the Grammys, if you look at the clip from the network, whatever network it was, ABC, CBS, or NBC, whatever network it was, look at the clip of Billy Joel singing, and you'll see Miley Cyrus's table right in front of the stage, and they're talking throughout the whole thing. They just never. And I remember going, that is such disrespect. So anyway, and she was one of them talking.
Joseph says, I wish they'd take a wrecking ball to Wrecking Ball.
The first thing I was ever going to review on, remember? The first thing I ever was going to review was the Wrecking Ball. Is that the name of the album? I forget. But anyway, that was the first thing. And I didn't have the chops to really get on and crucify something. The fact that I hated it so much. I tried to do the comedic end of it, and I ended up scrapping the whole video. I've still got the outtakes of it someplace. I should show it to you because it's really cringy. It was my video of attacking her video was worse than her video. So I, cut your losses.
Mr. Roboto.
I knew that would come up. And we've had Dennis DeYoung on this channel. Dennis was a great host, but that one comes up a lot. It divided fans of Styx a lot.
Hey, Fraser J.
Fraser
hey,
J.
Fraser. I am shocked. Sunday Night Live. Hope YouTube superstar couples are okay.
We're just hanging out. We still got the April Wine stuff from when we were doing April Wine the other day. And I tried to change the albums. I was going to do 3 rows, and Shannon says, you can't see the 3rd row. Most of the time, you're right in front. You can't see it.
You know, it was so nice because my parents are here with my sister over for dinner. And I said, look at you guys, if you don't mind watching Danica, our daughter, we'd love to come on. So it was just sort of off the cuff and we came on, and what a great topic.
I have to say this, and it's important to say this. If someone dies and I don't come on screen, most of the time, like 95% of the time, is because Danica is having a really bad time and I don't want to do an obituary in the car. And she's very vocal. She's 25, almost 26, and she's autistic. And when she's not having a good day, you can hear it. And this is not a small house, not a big house, but it's big enough where if you go into another room, you shouldn't be hearing a conversation from someone downstairs. We're on the 2nd floor. This is our bedroom.
But and it's open in such a way where it's kind of an open to below, and you can definitely hear what's going on. So
a few people died this week, and I didn't do obituaries, and we only got the news later. Or else sometimes it happens when I'm editing, and Shannon edits my videos. She's going headstrong, just ahead first rather, on doing a lot of editing. So in the next little while, you're going to see a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we are just going through a lot. You've got a lot backed up. You've got so many backed up.
Yeah. Dave Bickler, that's his name. Survivor. Did anybody say it? Dave Bickler was the lead singer, the first lead singer of Survivor, and he's the guy who sang "Eye of the Tiger." It just came to me.
Oh, okay.
So Dave was such a nice man. It wasn't on camera back this pre-COVID. We had a lot of phone interviews, and I wanted to stop doing phone interviews, but so many artists just did phone interviews, and you don't want to lose an interview. Just say, do you want not have it, or just have it and put BG, like album covers in the background, stuff like that. So when COVID happened, everyone was doing Zoom interviews because people just wanted to talk to other people. And now everyone does Zoom interviews. I think Sylvia Tyson was the last one that we did, which was the
last one that I did.
Yeah, that was that she didn't want to come on camera, and I went, "You're Sylvia Tyson, Ian and Sylvia."
I actually prefer editing so that I can see the person because it just seems to be more of a connection that way.
Shannon takes out all my
There's not many of those.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. So when Chase, our son, was editing the videos, I'd go, and if I make like a gigantic mistake, he'd be too busy going la la la, and he means well. We love our son, but I go, Chase, why did you leave that in there? I sound like an idiot. He's, I didn't think it sounded so bad. I said, I literally asked him the wrong thing, and the interviewee says that's not right. That was not the lead singer back then. I'm going, why would you leave that in there? And I'm going. So anyway, live and learn. But Shannon, she's my wife, and she won't let that happen. She'll come. She says, she'll come and say, John, I need help. What are you talking about here?
And I'm also gracious though to who you're interviewing, because if they sort of have a moment where they're sort of, don't quite understand, so it works out.
If they're thinking like that, for instance, if an interviewee is thinking of, oh yeah, what was the name of that? And there's like 10 seconds. We take that out. Why? You don't want to watch 10 seconds of nothing. Some people are purists and they believe in just leaving it in. No, we don't do that. I would never do that. As a radio guy, I wouldn't do that.
Before we close up here, I've got a couple more. Cremo, Hop, Iran, Flock of Seagulls.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie Martinez Jr. Hi, Jamie. Terry Jacks, Seasons in the Sun. Horrible.
Oh, I still love that song. But
you still love that?
Oh, I tried to get an interview with Terry Jacks. He's dealing with some dementia issues. And his manager says, well, I know his career really, really well. And I'll get on and answer the questions. And I'm going, listen, it was really nice of him to offer. But I said, we can't do that. If he wants to write out his answers, maybe. And then I went, no, I just still don't want that. I'll pass. Unfortunately, I'll never get Terry Jacks. But, the Poppy family, him and Susan Jacks, his ex, and they did really well, but that's one we're not going to get. Are we good?
We are good.
thanks everyone for coming on. If you ever wanted to support the channel, we're trying to get, I've got it right here, a Shure SM7B microphone. We want to buy one of those so badly. It's a really, really good microphone. Much better than this little, it's a good microphone. When I'm doing voiceovers, it's not the greatest. So this is good for the like a loud room thing. Anyway, if you want to support us, if you want to make a donation, you don't have to. Times are hard for some people. But if you ever want to donate, there's a PayPal link at the very top of the description. You can join our Patreon and get early access. We just put a lot of stuff on today. Get early access to our videos before anyone else, and even bonus material in some cases. And you support our channel. You know, subscribe, comment on our videos, like our videos, share them on social media, and that stuff. That stuff.
I'm just reading all the comments. There's still so much. You guys are still going for it here. That's great.
You know, Shannon's our office manager now, so she'll wake up in the morning. We'll have coffee. She's a morning person. I wake up in the morning.
You are becoming a morning person.
Honey, we've been together since 1997.
He goes,
it's a slow process.
Too much coming at me. I have to have my coffee.
She always says, okay, what are we going to do today? Because since she's been taking over, I said, Shannon, you know, be my sergeant, do it. And be careful what you ask for, because Shannon is very, Shannon doesn't talk. Shannon's not a big talker. I mean, she just backs it up with getting things done. So we're getting a lot of things done. Love you, honey.
Love you too. Nice to be on. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Nice to be back again. Nice to see some familiar
faces.
Yeah. So
we love you guys. Take good care of yourself. And today in history, David Bowie, we're going to try to get it up tomorrow. An interesting twist on his career, and a lot more coming up this week. So take care of yourself. You want to support us? It's in the links of this description, and actually every video we have. Take care.
Take care. Bye.